Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it helps the YouTube algorithm see this channel. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see what the tarot has to say, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Interesting. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Can you see that all okay? I hope so. All right. So we have here the Six of Cups reversed. So we're letting go of something that we had once thought of. There's almost a sense here of a waking up. And I don't mean that in a nasty way, or spirit doesn't mean that in a nasty way at all. But it's almost like, oh, I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things not how I wish they would be, but I'm seeing things as they are. And as I see things as they are, I come more into alignment with me. I see more of what I need and what I want and what I desire from my life. And it's no longer through the eyes of the child. And it doesn't mean that our inner child won't come up, but it's a sense of I'm looking at the trauma that I've been through, the wounds that have called to me, the wound mates that I have, been in contact with, throughout my life and said, oh, this reminds me of my childhood, right, in our soul. And now we're like, oh, no, I'm stepping out of that and I'm stepping into me. And then we have the High Priestess reversed. We're going to be awakening during this time. You're going to see it from the first of the month, yes, through the whole first of the month, but there's a sense here of an awakening, and this can follow you for the whole entire year. It could be your just awakening year too. So just be mindful about that, Aries. So it can be a little bit challenging. An awakening year is always quite intense, but the High Priestess here reversed is kind of like, I want to keep the veil over my eyes. I don't know if I want to see all that is coming forward. So just be mindful about that. And then we have the Empress. So the Empress is that loving, nurturing, compassionate energy coming forward, but it's also that loving, nurturing, compassionate energy coming forward for ourselves. And we can be asking ourselves, do I know how to love and nurture me? Do I know how to love and nurture? Have I grown in that way to say, can I take care of this? Can I take care of myself in the way that I need to be moving forward in the world? We can be very good at sacrificing for everybody else, but do we show up for ourselves? With the Empress reversed, there is some sort of disconnect with the sacred feminine energy, okay? And also with the High Priestess reversed. So there's some sort of disconnect here with the sacred feminine energy. And that can be that we could have had, traumatic experiences with sacred feminine energy in our lives. But this can also be that we see the sacred feminine as always being self-sacrificing, right? I can never give to me if I'm always giving to everybody else. And that can go against, what we want in life. And that can go against how we're moving forward, or what we're desiring for ourselves. Or even, I don't want to be that selfless all the time. So here, just kind of recognizing that and saying, it's okay to take care of myself. It's okay to show up for me. That's going to be very important here, Aries. Now, with the Knight of Cups reversed, we have to learn how to let our heart lead us forward. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If we have water sign energy in our charts, it can be hard for us to lead by the heart without letting emotions just absolutely run amok and take over. So just be mindful about that. We can also have our heart kind of running away with itself. We can kind of fall into the idea of the very romantic sense of, oh my gosh, just saw this person across the room, all of a sudden love struck, and it's all changed from there, right? We want to do things a little bit slower. We don't want to have that great kind of like romantic epic, like Romeo and Juliet, where it's 1 minute he's talking about Rosalind, right? And then he sees Juliet and he's like, oh, forget her. Now it's on to the next one. So here, just be mindful about this, because the Knight of Cups reversed, it can be like, oh, it's on to the next one, the next great big epic love story. And the love will always be really intense, really powerful, but it will come in like a tidal wave, and it will just wash out to sea. So just be aware of that. Then we have here the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is very much being in the moment. It's very much saying, I ground myself here. This is what I want. This is what I'm moving towards. This is what's important to me. I'm looking at, yes, what I have to do. I'm not naive to the future, and I'm not blind to the past, but I'm in the moment right now because this is what I have and this is where I stand. And then the Eight of Pentacles is hard work and dedication, determination, focus, and insight. So we're going to see that we're really good at manifesting. We're really good at laying the foundation for what we want, of looking at the bigger picture, the bigger idea, and really moving forward in succinctness. I'm saying that word wrong, but in synchronicity to where we need to be. We're falling into alignment. Be mindful with the High Priestess reverse that Spirit is going to be talking to us quite a lot. We can reject it. We can say, you know what? I need things to be totally factual. I need things to be totally grounded. I want things to be so real that we miss out on the wonderment of it. So just be mindful about that. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and Spirit guides. Ooh, here we have hope. And I love that. I love that for us as we enter into the new year. There's hope, there's insight, there's growth, there's love, there's a sense of embracing our voice, there's a sense of embracing our heart, saying, what do I love? What do I need? How am I moving forward for me? Where do I stand in my energy, in myself? So that is absolutely beautiful. And remember, when everything was let out of Pandora's box, the only thing that was left was hope. And so hope is the most brilliant foundation to build everything off of. And it's the most brilliant foundation to start to build the year off of. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. And what we're going to see here is that we're really rooting ourselves. We're grounding ourselves. We're stabilizing ourselves. We're also going to be asking ourselves the question, how am I nurturing me? How am I feeding me? How am I connecting with me? How are my roots being planted? And how am I growing into myself? So what I always love whenever this card comes up is Spirit always says, are you planting yourself in the right soil? Are you nourishing your roots and your soul the right way? It's very much the sense of, are you planting a cactus where oak should be, or an oak where a cactus should be? You can't have really sandy soil and expect an oak to flourish. Just like you can't have really moist, beautiful, like rich soil and expect a cactus to flourish. So here we're looking at, what does my soul need? And we can ask ourselves that question. What does my soul need? What am I being guided towards? What stabilizes me? What moves me forward in love? What do I want for myself? And just see, like, what are the cornerstone things that really bring us beauty and stability and brilliance in our existence and in ourselves. Like, kind of like those things that we keep on coming back to. I would like a little house by the sea, or I would like, a little vegetable garden, or I would like, whatever, and see what you can start to build in your life now, whether it's potted plants in the windowsill, or, or yeah, putting on the seaside, on the screen, on a tablet or on a television type of thing, to see, okay, this is what my heart is longing for. Let me surround it that way. And then let's see energetically, what is my soul saying? That I long for this, that I want this, that I'm looking to manifest this within my existence. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Now, this is the Five of Swords reverse. You need to be mindful, Aries, that you will be fighting a battle you fought before, and you're going to think, I'm going to lose this, or it's not going to work the way that I needed to, the way that I wanted to. What Spirit is wanting us to remember is that we're not the person we were once upon a time. And so as we see ourselves walking forward in what we love and what we want, and as we see ourselves facing, adversities, challenges, doubts, fears, chaoses that we've faced before, we're not the same person. And that is going to be very important. There is a sense here that we'll want to fall back into the same mold, the way that we've labeled ourselves or others have labeled us. We're not the same person. Be very aware of that. Because it will be very easy to fall into the same patterns, the same coping mechanisms that protected us when we were 5. They might not be working very well for us now. So seeing that and understanding that is going to be really important. And we see that with the Six of Cups reversed. It's like, you know what? The past is the past. As wonderful or as, life-altering as it had been, it was ahead. Remember, there's an old saying, right? The past is a country you can never visit again. And that is very important. It's not going back there and back there with the six of cups reverse. And that's very much crowning it. We're looking at this year and we're really saying, I want a new start. I want a new way forward. Now, on the 1st of January, we have Mercury going direct in Sagittarius. Now, coming out of Mercury retrograde, this can be hard for us. We can be feeling a bit unsure. We can have trouble focusing. I mean, we do have the High Priestess reverse. We do have the Empress reverse. We're not fully stepping into our power. The Nine of Pentacles is in the upright position, and so is the Eight of Pentacles. We're very good at working at being determined and being focused, but we can find it hard to really. We're good at focusing on tasks. Okay, that's a thing that an Aries is always very good at. We're good at focusing on tasks, but we can find it hard to focus on our own power, our own determination, and our own sense of being. This is going to be a time where we have to be kind to ourselves. And we have to remember that we're coming out of the post shadow period by the end of January. So give yourself this whole month to say, I might not be as sure of my voice as I want to be. I might not have my goals set out for all of 2024 like I usually do. If you do that, and if you don't do that, and you're like, let's see what develops, we might not even have a blueprint right now. But what this blueprint is going to be, Aries, for us, for the first part of January, and I would say for January in and of itself, is let yourself, question, let yourself release the past and say, I'm stepping into me right now. Now, Venus is also in Sagittarius, squared Saturn in Pisces. Now, discipline can be lacking. We can find it hard to really focus ourselves during this time, even though we do have that focusing on tasks. But again, when Mercury coming out of retrograde, still in the post-shadow period, with, now Venus in Sagittarius, squared Saturn in Pisces, we're having a hard time being completely disciplined with ourselves. We have a lot of questions coming forward. We can find it difficult to focus, to get things done. We need to be kind, and we need not to be too demanding on ourselves. It's like little things. On the 1st of January, it's like little steps, little steps, little steps. That is going to be so important. And then being proud of ourselves for those little steps, not saying, oh, you should have done more, you should have pushed further, you could have done better. It's like, no, I'm glad I stand where I stand right now. On the 2nd of January, we have the moon in Virgo, trine Pluto in Capricorn. This is a great time to work on self-transformation. This is a great time to sit there and say, what do I want? Where do I want to be? We can be questioning. We can find it hard with the Knight of Cups to really listen to the heart, but we are going to find that our heart is talking to us quite a lot. This is also a very, this is a time where power and control can be ours, where we can look at things and say, okay, what do I need and where do I need to be? We can start seeing the Empress turn around. How am I birthing forward my creativity, my insight, my ideas? We're moving forward in positivity. We're gaining a footing. We're gaining an understanding. On the 3rd of January, the moon is in Libra, sextile Venus in Sagittarius. We can feel way more grounded during this time. We're going to look at our strengths and really play off of them. We can feel grounded, we can feel balanced, and we can feel more stabilized. Okay, it's easier for us to work with one another. So this is a great time for collaboration. And we also enjoy people's company during this time. Now, maybe not fools. We don't want to be around people we don't like. That's fair. But we really do enjoy people's company. We really do enjoy a collaboration of ideas. It can also help us when talking to other people to look kind of like beyond the veil, to question things, to look at things more deeply than we would have normally, or we would have let ourselves for one reason or another. Because the High Priestess reverse is like, oh, I don't want to look too deep. But it's almost like, oh, if they said it or if they looked at it, then I can start to look at it. Then I can start to see. Then I can start to move this forward for me. On the 4th of January, we have Mars entering into Capricorn. Now, this is a time to get on track, to get things done. This is high energy Mars moving forward with goal-oriented Capricorn. So this is really like, okay, I know what I'm doing. We can really see the Eight of Pentacles energy come forward during this time. I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to go, how I want to move things forward. We can find direction in our lives. We can really stand in the moment and say, yes, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I desire. We can be more practical. We can be more, connected with, we can feel more connected with important people. Like, it can be connecting with people via talking to them, but also connected with bigger ideas. It's like, oh, I see this. I see where they're coming from. So on the 4th of January, we can really have the sense of grounding to ourselves. Now, we can lose this most definitely. If you're like me, you can lose this within a moment of having it. It's like, oh, where's that fleeting feeling again? So just be aware of that. But this grounding, this stabilizing, this brilliance moving us forward, it's going to be very important and very impactful. On the 5th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio sextile Mars in Capricorn. Emotions can drive us to take action. I mean, we really are going to see emotions running high. Just make sure they're not running too high. We are going to get inspired by our feelings, the Knight of Cups really coming through, feelings all over the place. But remember, it's reversed. So we're having a hard time reining it in, reining it in. We are going to be kept busy with plenty of ideas, plenty of projects, but we can leave a lot of things unfinished during this time. It can be a great day for inspiration, but keeping ourselves on track, really embracing the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles energy, that can be a little bit more difficult. So do be mindful about that. On the 6th of January, the moon is in Scorpio, opposite Uranus in Taurus. This is impulsive energy, really running high during this time. We need to be mindful that impulsivity doesn't take over. It's not just kind of like novelty for the sake of novelty. Working on small challenges, working on small things are going to help us to find the balance of energy that we need to really feel like, okay, I've accomplished something and the chaos isn't taking over. So on the 6th of January, kind of keep it bite-sized, keep it grounding. This is the epiphany if you celebrate, if you're Christian. If you're not, then this is the 6th of January. But here it's that sense of gifts coming forward. And sometimes we need to take things in bite-sized pieces and really have a grounding and a centering. On the 7th of January, the moon is in Scorpio, trine Neptune in Pisces. And we can have more understanding and empathy on this day, which is beautiful. Compassion is also going to be very strong for us. And we need to see that compassion start with ourselves. We're releasing ourselves from the past, crowned by the Six of Cups. And by releasing ourselves from the past, we are stepping forward really hardworking and diligent in our present. But again, we have a bit of apprehension, a connection with the sacred feminine. And it can be the simple exercise of just chanting sacred feminine, sacred feminine, sacred feminine, and seeing what that means to you. Or you can write down in a journal sacred feminine or just feminine energy or woman and start writing down what that means. Is it nurturing? Is it judgmental? Is it, is it compassionate? Is it critical? What does it mean? We could do the same thing with sacred masculine energy to see which one we're more drawn to, or if we're drawn to either. Or, where do we need to find the balance within our lives? Now, we can do it through chanting and through saying it out loud, but we can also do it through writing it down. Sacred masculine energy, male. What does that mean? Is it protective or is it domineering? Is it safe or is it scary? Those type of things. What just comes up naturally for us? And what is it that we're fighting against within ourselves? What did we see when we were little, when the roles were set? When people took on kind of like the movie of our lives, like the way we will kind of involuntarily go back and look at things. This is my father, a male guardian, in my life, my mother, a female guardian in my life. This is what they were, and this is what it is, because our mind makes those connections very, very little. So this is going to be a time, again, where we have that empathy, where we have that compassion with ourselves, and we can see ourselves like stepping into what we need, what we want. Yeah. Our compassion is strong, and we can find that helping others gives us great joy, but also freeing ourselves is going to give us great joy as well. Now, Mercury is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces on the 8th of January. Our imagination can take over. It can be difficult to focus on the mundane. We're really not going to be interested in the mundane. Our mind is going to be in the dream world. It's going to be really easy to connect with the High Priestess, with the Empress, with that creative, abundant energy. But we are afraid of it for one reason or another. So just be mindful about this. We need to work on creative projects if we can on this day. That's going to be very beneficial for us. And we need to give ourselves a bit of a break to be able to create and cultivate. Now, on the 9th of January, we have the Sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. We need to step out of our comfort zone. This is going to be a time where, yes, kind of emotionally, we want to go and experience everything, but we do have that kind of run amok energy that we need to be mindful of here as well. So just be mindful about this. We will find new opportunities, new possibilities, and we're also going to be very what is it, like innovative, ambitious, kind of making our own opportunities, opening up doors. So we need to be open to new things, and we're going to be very open to new things. So that's going to be really cool. Now, also on the 9th of January, Mars is in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. This is an incredibly disciplined energy coming forward. So we're stepping out of our comfort zone with the Sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus, and now with Mars in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces, we are becoming way more focused, way more energized. We are really working towards achieving our goals, the progress of our goals. We have our long-term plans coming forward here. The very much the 8 of Pentacles. How am I working to achieve, succeed, and really build what it is that I want? And standing in the glory of the now with the 9 of Pentacles instead of the history of the past or the unknown of the future. I'm standing in the power of the now. On the 10th of January, the moon is in Capricorn, conjunct Mars in Capricorn. The energy is high. We need to focus on what we feel drawn to, emotionally drawn to during this time. It's very enthusiastic, and there's very much a go-getting energy to us. It's like ambitious, go-getting, determined. On the 11th of January, the moon is in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. We are way more independent and willing to do different things. We're going to really be sitting there and pushing the envelope, even though we're afraid to. We're going to see this every time, in the stars when it's written that we're going to be pushing the envelope. We're going to be going after things. We're going to have a bit of a pushback from the card energy, from the tarot energy of the Empress reverse and the High Priestess reverse. We're not as confident in ourselves and our ability to create as we would like to be. So just be mindful about that it can almost feel like I'm taking a step forward, a step back, and I'm not getting anywhere. And yet we are going to see that we're making huge breakthroughs emotionally and spiritually during this time. We are also going to be really open to the unconventional and the innovative on the 11th of January. Also on the 11th of January, we have the new moon in Capricorn, which there will be a separate video on. On the 12th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. And this can just be a very lucky day. We can really take advantage of the luck that is on our side. We have the ability to maximize opportunity and really feel great about ourselves and our lives. And especially if we step out of a very easy judgmental attitude for us to get into Aries and really step into our power and say, but this is me. This is how I thrive. This is how I achieve. This is how I succeed. I cannot be XYZ. I can only be me. And that's going to be something on the 12th of January, where we really start to say, but I can only be me. And we mean it. And it's like, oh, that's what this game has been about, right? It's been about loving yourself. Not in that way that I can do all things and am absolutely perfect. Take perfection off the table. I love who I am, as I am. And you might be saying, oh, no, I have miles to go. But I only stand right here, right now. And so love who you are, right here, right now, Aries. It's going to be a game changer for you. It really is. The 13th of January has Mercury entering into Capricorn. This is very disciplined mental energy. We can get things done. We're focused. That 8 of Pentacles energy comes in. It's like I can work, I can achieve, I can succeed. We're working on long-term goals and long-term plans, and we're really taking a practical approach to things. We're saying, okay, this is where I need to be. This is how I need things to be. This is how I'm opening the door to myself. On the 14th of January, the moon is in Pisces, conjunct Saturn in Pisces. And this disciplined energy, it continues. And you can really see that you can get a lot done during this time. It's like, okay, I know what I want. I know where I'm going. Again, we have to rein in the emotions. That's going to be one thing we will be very easy. It will be very easy for us to start swinging mud at ourselves, like tripping ourselves up and being like, oh, you got this stride, you got this going. Okay, well, just know that you're going to fail because you always do. And it's like, well, where the heck did that come from? We're breaking and deprogramming ourselves from old childhood patterns, from old ways of being. And we're going to see ourselves trying to trip ourselves up, saying, oh, you can't be that creative, innovative, birth forward person that you want to be. And what I mean by birth forward, what spirit means by birth forward, is like that sense of I'm taking this energy and I'm creating it, I'm birthing it into the world, and I'm embracing the power and, bounty and beauty of me. And I can connect with the divine. But we're going to be a little bit afraid and a little bit overwhelmed to do so. So do be mindful about this. All right. Now, on the 15th of January, the sun is in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. The creativity is off the charts. I mean, really, it soars to new heights. We are focused on creative projects and creative ventures. Our mind wants to be really connected with creativity. That's why it's a bit of a hiccup here that we have the Empress reverse and we have the High Priestess reverse, because there's just like a waterfall of creativity that's coming our way. And yet we're afraid to really latch onto it, really hold onto it, really see it moving us forward. Okay. Even the mundane on the 15th of January is going to have a creative twist to it. Okay. Everything is going to have that creative element to it that we just need to embrace and embody and move forward with. That's going to be so important for us. Our subconscious spirit message here is authentic reverse. There's a bit of an apprehension to say, this is who I am, and I'm showing the world me. Like, no apologies. This is who I am. This is what I want. And this is going to be a time where we need to do that for ourselves. It's going to be a little bit difficult and a little bit scary to do so. Authenticity is reversed. So we're going to find it a bit overwhelming to do so. But Spirit is saying here, we have to open up that door and say, this is me. As scary as it is as, valuable as it is. Our subconscious chakra message is listening. This is the throat chakra. When we think of the throat chakra, when I think of the throat chakra, I always think about talking. And talking is important, right? But my gosh, in our world, are we so good at talking? I actually think, just for all of human beings, we are really good at talking and we're really cruddy at listening. We're always thinking about what we're going to say. We're focusing on 18 million different things. Heck, we're scrolling through our phones while other people are talking. Here, with listening, it's stepping into our throat chakra. And it's saying, if I'm going to communicate, I have to hear what you're saying. I have to show up and listen. And that also means we have to show up and listen to ourselves, not constantly be distracted by all the interesting things we have to listen to. But it's showing up and listening to ourselves. And so here, during this time, embracing the throat chakra and say, I'm listening to me. I'm showing up to me. And I'm hearing me. That's going to be important because we're going to realize, oh, wow, my soul has been saying things to me that I just didn't get. It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Two of Wands. Be mindful that doors are closing. And we can think, oh my gosh, it's over. This door didn't open. It didn't move forward the way that I thought it was going to. And Spirit's like, okay, setback, yes, but it doesn't mean everything is over. What it means is you have to look at different ways of doing it. You're going to be forced in one way or another to connect with the creative. And we're avoiding that creative energy, again, for one reason or another. But we're going to have doors closed that make us look at the creative aspect of ourselves. Our subconscious tarot message is the Two of Swords reversed. We have this idea subconsciously where that it can only be two ways, right? We only have this idea or that idea. This is inner tranquility. And it's interesting because it's reversed. We're not finding that inner tranquility because that's what we've been kind of fighting against this whole time, the sense of inner peace, inner tranquility, inner understanding. And so here with the Two of Swords reversed, we are going to look at ourselves and say, why does it have to be A or B? There are, 26 letters in the alphabet. We have 24 more to choose from. What is going on? Why am I limiting myself? Why am I holding myself back? And we're going to see this subconsciously. We were shutting the door. And Spirit is saying, why? It's time to sever some ties. It's time to open up the door. It's time to see where divinity wants us to walk, not where we want to walk. And that means opening up to our inner wonderment and our inner creative self. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this new year, beginning of this new year, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. Oh, and I forgot. If you would like to enter to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. All right. So now I hope you all have a wonderful 2024. Sending all the love your way. God bless. Bye.